Self-love, I think that journey is the hardest journey there will ever be, because so often we want to focus on the effect, which is the love of others, when the cause is the love within yourself. Welcome back to One's journey of unwinding the mind, and of course, your daily microdose. Now tune in to the latest episode of One's journey. So today I want to talk about self-love. And if you've seen my video on love, I talk about there's capital love and lowercase love. And I really think when it comes to self-love, there's lowercase self-love and capital self-love. So this really came to me the other day. I kind of had a deeper level of embodiment and understanding, an aha moment when I was just thinking about self-love. I was thinking about person development versus spirit development. And I had this understanding. So self-love. We often talk about self-love as, well, no, we always do. It's about doing things for yourself. It's about loving on yourself. And that manifests in a multitude of different ways in society today. Some people believe it's manicures and pedicures and bubble baths. Others believe it's taking alone time. Others believe it's investing in your own healing. All these different things. Sorry, that was my camera just beeped. But ultimately, it's beautiful. It is a beautiful movement we're in right now of loving ourselves. But it's a very superficial, special love. It's really about what it looks like at the level of form. And it's really about us developing ourselves. So that's where my grappling journey started, because I really see how this journey now is all about all of us, because we're one, and really about listening to the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit has you make decisions or use your body for betterment of the all, the returning of us all back home. This is like self-love. I'm a self-love mentor, and I feel like I help people get to the place where they can accept it, but how do I articulate this? How do I articulate the difference of the mainstream self-love that is very selfish versus this self-love that is a capital self-love that is more spirit love? So what I realized was everybody is a projection of our own internal dialogue. There's really only one mind here, and everything is a projection of that mind. And so our access to that mind, just like in this lifetime, appears to be my body, Ashley. Like, that's my meat suit I'm operating around. This is the suit I can use to spread the message, to extend love. And it also have the ability with this meat suit to do healing of the entire mind, but from the perspective of Ashley. And we all experience forgiveness lessons, like all day, every day. That's all you're experiencing is opportunities to forgive, because we're in this illusion, which is everything's going to be separation and sacrifice and pain and suffering, unless we flip the script and shift our perspective 24/7. Again, stubbing your toe, forgiving that, realizing it never happened, it was a projection, is just as important as getting into a major car wreck and getting hurt. Bring us back to self-love, Ashley. Okay, so self-love, when I really began to go on that journey, I think that journey is the hardest journey there will ever be, because I always say you can only love someone else as much as you love yourself, which is interesting because everybody is a projection of yourself. And so often we want to focus on the effect, which is the love of others, when the cause is the love within yourself. So when you focus in on you, and I'm not talking about the bubble baths and things like that. Yes, those are nice to treat yourself. It's at the level of form, and that also matters what the intention is, because that's coming from a place of content. But I'm really talking about the deeper level of practicing your forgiveness, unraveling yourself from the ego, and working through the trauma, the societal conditioning, all that stuff that is that mask from your ability to have that true deeper level of self-love. And when you get to that deeper level of self-love, you experience the oneness. And when you are ever accepting of all of the crap that comes up with you, in you, and understanding that everybody is a projection, Like you just become that extension of love for everyone else in this illusion. So to me, that is capital S self-love, is when your intention is for the knowingness that we are one, but the knowingness that your self-love journey is because you know that this is the vessel in which you were given in order to go on that journey, which in turn impacts the entire collective. When you do healing, you heal the greater. I have the video of it. Do people actually heal, or do people actually change, or is it your perception of them that changes? And the interesting piece, really the core of that, is showing you that when you do healing, it also heals other projected individuals here, because the healing is happening at the level of the mind. And if we are all connected to that one mind, then it is healing all that are here. So capital self-love is really the understanding of that and the knowingness that that is where you are going on this self-love journey. And I think a lot of us start out at the lowercase self-love. And depending where that takes you, depending your openness and what you experience on that journey, oftentimes we shift to the capital self-love. And sometimes we may leave self-love and kind of get to that place your back's against the wall. And that's when I really think that the capital self-love you jump into, because you've tried all the other ways. And I think for me, I had a little bit of both, where I started on the lowercase self-love journey just because I wanted to have a better life. Like, it was very selfish. Like, I couldn't sit in this misery anymore. But it shifted into the capital self-love because the experiences I got to have and the knowingness and the understanding. And of course, it led me to the Course in Miracles, which has been the most beautiful journey ever, and it will continue to be forever, of untying from the ego. But honestly, when I was doing those self-love journeys, I had already began doing that, at least at different levels of understanding. So the cool thing is, I've been able to merge it. I've been able to understand really the difference between lowercase self-love and capital self-love. Capital self-love is really for the spirit, for the wholeness, for the oneness, the knowingness that you're healing. All it takes is one for the entire sonship. Versus lowercase self-love, where it's really this selfish seeking of self-love at the level of the illusion, because you want the illusion to look better. So if we break it down into other words I use, it's kind of like the difference between manifest and miracles. The oneness is the key here. Self-love and doing those deep dive work on yourself and focusing on yourself will impact everyone else around you. It is not selfish when you can understand that piece, when it is truly to shift it all for everyone, versus I just want to gain and you must sacrifice in order for me to gain. That self-love. This is like, there is enough for us all. In giving is receiving, and in doing my work is helping you with your work. And it's just like this cyclical oneness that words cannot even explain, because it's not separate. Oh, what a beautiful discussion on self-love. I would love to hear your feedback. Self-love is such a buzz today. Where do you see self-love getting caught up in the lowercase? Where do you see self-love advancing into the capital self-love? And where do you find yourself on the spectrum? I would love to hear. Post in the comments below. If you are a part of the Patreon, hop on the Discord, get into discussion. And as always, if you have recommendations, post them in the comments or post them in the Discord thread. And remember, every month, one Sunday a month, possibly moving to 2, we have a live discussion, friends, and it is absolutely amazing. I would love to see you there. If you would love to be a part of it, message me, hop on the Patreon, Big Miracle Energy, and put in right-minded thinker and join us on the next Sunday. As always, remember, you are worth it. So much love. Bye-bye.